Shweenz, what do I think about plot exhaustion? Do you intentionally give moments of ease and levity to balance out everything feeling relevant and therefore important? Some downtime for characters. Um, yeah, I think that if we're not careful, you know, I, so in a sense, like, there are pillars of the game, and everybody kind of emphasizes usually one or two more than the others. I sort of think of it as like combat is definitely a big part of the game. Exploration slash like investigation in my game is a big part of the game, and then role playing and sort of character um, specific work is another. Role playing, broadly speaking, social interactions, things like that. And to some extent, the game I think has survived by pivoting from one to the other and back and forth. Like you do combat, and then the next time can mean the next half of the session, or it can mean next session. And then there's a little bit more on the roleplay side, and then there's maybe some investigation, back to roleplay, back to combat. Maybe there's a little bit of each in every session, but I think that there's another thing you're talking about, which is ease and levity. I think that if we're not careful, one of the reasons that I like milestone leveling is that it kind of takes the foot off the gas a little bit. So I will institute, like I will determine for at least a while in my games, and every once in a while I'll still throw one in there. If the party finishes an arc, finishes a dungeon, I will then say, after that, you guys basically recuperated for about a week back in town, and then we talk about what that downtime may have looked like. If you don't, I've found that if I don't do that, first of all, the party is making haste all the time because they're sitting at a table and imagining the adventure, and like let's not waste time, let's not let the evil get ahead of us, blah blah blah, like everything is go 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 go. But it's always been really rewarding to actually bake that time in. Like we're in control of time as DMs. We can slow it down and focus on 6 seconds at a time in combat, or we can sort of zoom through it. And I think that kind of forcing players to say like, okay, after that adventure, as you recoup in town, you have a week. Sometimes I've made it 2 or 3 weeks because I'm like, that was a lot, and you guys have to recover, and you've got all your things that you're doing. So I'm building this block of time in. The nice part about doing that too, it gives the players a lot more time to do downtime stuff rather than just like a few hours. Who gets anything done in a few hours? He says, spending a few hours on stream writing. It also makes a campaign timeline make a lot more sense. It fills out a calendar if you keep one of those. I kind of do. Because if you go the way that the game allows you to, you could start on a Monday and they could be 20th level on the following Saturday fighting the big bad. Like that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not actually that much of an exaggeration. Like you could be a few weeks in, maybe a month into a campaign, and amazing, unbelievable things have happened. So I'm a big fan of sort of verisimilitude and keeping the narrative coherent and interesting and exciting and reasonable. And so forcing in those blocks of time has helped with that. And that's obviously downtime in between sessions, but if you need to build in blocks other ways, I think that's possible too.